Welcome to SAFE. In this video, we'll cover all the essential item transactions, such as checking items out, transferring them, checking them back in, along with moving and disposing of them. These actions are the backbone of the chain of custody, and mastering these activities will help you keep accurate and compliant records. Before we begin, you can perform all these activities either when reviewing an item or within any case. For this walkthrough, we'll be reviewing everything within a specific case. Starting off, let's go to a case and navigate to the Items tab. The first activity we'll do is check out an item. When an item is checked out, that means this is something that will no longer be in your custody or at your facility. However, you do expect it to be returned to you. All you need to do is locate an item that you want to check out and select the box to the left. Something to note here: if you notice any dark red or yellow colors, that will indicate the current status of the item. The dark red color represents the item is disposed of, and a yellow color represents that the item is checked out. Any items in black color are items that are checked in. Once you select the box, the Actions button will change from the grayed out state and is now able to be selected. Select the Actions button and choose Check Item Out from the list. When the Checkout Items modal appears, you'll see a few required options to fill out. First, you'll need to select who to check this item out to. This will be the custodian of the item, the person who is responsible for it. Please note, this can only be a person or user who is already in the system. If the person isn't available from the drop-down list, you'll need to add them as a person in SAFE first. Next, select a reason from the drop-down options, which is configured in your item transaction settings by your org admin. This is important because this will be added as a reason when the system updates the chain of custody. Optionally, you can add any notes to provide further context, and you can even add an expected return date if you have that information. If you add an expected return date here, it can trigger automatic reminders for you or the custodian to return the item. The last required step is to add a signature to check out the item. If your org admin has determined that signatures are required for your organization, you can draw a signature here in this box. Additionally, if you have any media you would like to add to this transaction, you can upload or drag and drop them here. Review all of the information here and select OK at the bottom right to finalize the checkout of the item. When you return to the Items tab, you'll see the item is now checked out. The item appears in yellow for easy identification. Next, let's review how to transfer an item. If your item will need to transfer hands multiple times during its checked out status, you'll need to transfer it. An example of this would be the following. The evidence custodian checks an item out to an officer, and the officer transfers it to the lab. Note here that the item must be checked out in order to transfer it. You're able to choose to transfer an item from the same Actions menu as before. Select the box next to a checked out item and then choose Actions, and then Transfer Item. When the transfer modal appears, you'll have a few options to choose from here. Select the current custodian in the Transfer From box at the top, and then select the new custodian moving forward in the Transfer To box. All you need to do is type in the names and select them here. Please note, you can only transfer items to people or users that are currently in your SAFE system. Next, add any notes as needed to help with the explanation for the transfer. Add a signature here and upload any additional files. Once you've reviewed and filled out all the details, click OK at the bottom right. This will transfer the checked out item from the current custodian to the new one. The new custodian will be added, and the item will remain yellow since it still has the status of checked out. Next, let's check in an item. Checked in is one of the 3 statuses available for items, and it represents the current custodian and location of an item for evidence. To check in an item, all you need to do is select the desired item that is currently checked out, and then choose Check Item In from the Actions dropdown. In the Check In Items modal, you'll need to enter a few details. First, enter who is returning this item. This will typically be the current custodian of the item. Next, one of the most important steps here is to select the storage location where the item will be returned. You can choose to enter a storage location. This is typically assigned when creating an item. If you want to return it to where it was previously, before getting checked out, you can select the Use Previous Location option, and the previous location will appear in the Storage Location section. Add any notes you think are helpful for context here. The final step is to sign for it. Enter your signature and upload any additional files as needed. When you return to the Items tab, the item will now be checked in, and the item will return to the black color for easy recognition. If you need to move an item from one storage location to another, you can select the desired item and then choose Move Item or Items from the Actions dropdown. In the Move Items modal, you'll be able to enter a new storage location here. Enter the storage location and then sign off on it, and click OK to move it. When you return to the Items tab, you'll see the storage location is now updated to the location you've entered. The last activity to discuss for item transactions is the disposal of items. There can be many different reasons to dispose of an item, such as you are going to destroy the item, or you're returning the item to its owner. Whenever you are ready to dispose of an item, where it will be permanently leaving your office or department, you can do this by selecting Dispose Item from the Actions dropdown. In the Item Disposal modal, you'll need to enter the following: who the item will be disposed by. Enter any disposal witnesses. Select the method to dispose of the item with specific reasons such as auctioned, destroyed, or released, for example. These are set up by your org admin. Enter any notes and the actual disposed date, and then add a signature for the disposal. Click OK at the bottom right, and when you return to the Items tab, you'll see this item is now in red, indicating it has been disposed. One last thing to note here. If you want to review the chain of custody with all these item transactions recorded, click View on any item and then check out the Chain of Custody tab, as well as the History tab to see all of the details and changes you've made with these items. Now you've seen how to perform the different item transactions in SAFE. Want to learn more? Check out our other training videos, our support guide, or reach out to your org admin for assistance.